and then this will be your gas management to like turn your torch on.
So that, now I'm on.
No, you should be able to.
Oh. Snap. I can definitely feel that. That is nuts. Okay, let's go light a fire. That is so hot.
I think it's going.
Is it lit? Look at the tip glowing. So you're probably wondering what a flamethrower has to do with graduating from college. Let me explain. So I recently finished my college degree and we decided to have a big celebration here at my house, and all my friends got together and bought me a flamethrower, which is something I've always wanted. But the larger question I want to address in this video is, why did I spend so much time and money getting a college degree? Why spend so much effort just getting a piece of paper, so to speak? Here's why I did it and what I learned through the process. So why does college matter? For me, the largest thing is simply pushing myself to always be learning something new. And I'm always doing this, whether it's reading books or taking a course online or exploring the world around me. I'm always wanting to learn something new, to expand my mind and to encounter things that I didn't know before. And for me, college was just the latest iteration of that process, albeit a much longer and more in-depth process because college is quite a lot of work. But it was really, for me, just another step in that whole process of learning new things every single day. You know, the mind, I believe, is something we should always be striving to make better and to always grow our minds and our brains. And I really think the brain is one of the more important parts of our bodies, and we need to take care of it. So while I don't say necessarily everybody should go to college, though I would encourage you to do that if you feel like you should, for me, going to college was a good way of expanding my mind and forcing me to think deeply about the things that I believe and the things that matter to me. In a way, I like to think of our brains as a computer, and this is the hardware of the computer, is your brain. And the ideas that you learn are the software that's running inside your brain, your computer, right? This is kind of a terrible analogy, but stick with me here. So every day, every moment, you are downloading new software into your mind by the things that you encounter, the things that you engage with in the world around you, the things you read, the things you watch on your tablet or smartphone or computer. These are all ideas and concepts that are going into, quote unquote, the software inside your brain. So the question is, what facts are you letting inside your mind, and how does that affect the way you view the world around you? And for me, I can't really think of a more important thing than making sure I'm running the right software in my mind, making sure I'm looking at the world as best as I can and understanding things as well as I can, because really the brain is very important for your everyday life and how you will respond to the things around you, how you'll view the world around you, how you'll even interact with the people that you meet. In many ways, I can't think of a more important thing than making sure that we give our brains the tools, so to speak, to engage with the world well. Tools to analyze ideas, to examine worldviews, to examine the belief systems of other people. So in order to do that, I need to discipline my mind to dig deep into my worldview and what I believe, and take a lot of effort and time to understand the world around me. And so again, for me, college was a big step in that process, because college forces you to be very disciplined and structured with the information that you're processing. You're required to write papers and engage with your professor and your classmates on thoughts and worldviews and ideas, and learning new concepts and taking them apart and looking at them, examining them, and then saying what you believe by writing it down on a piece of paper. So it forces you to get very articulate. You can't just spew things forth, because that won't work, because it needs to make sense. For me, I really needed that. I really needed that structure, that discipline, to take the ideas that I had in my head and put more structure to them, put them into better words, articulate them better, and then share them with other people who would not only read those ideas, but then respond and examine and say, well, what about this? What did you think about that? Or maybe your argument here is not complete and you need to say that in a more conclusive way or in a more articulate manner. So, sure, I probably could have found all the information that I studied in college somewhere on the internet if I would have taken the time to try and track it all down. But there's something about when it's in a structure like that, and it forces you to engage with it in a certain way, in a disciplined manner, and especially on a strict timeline, that was really good for me. And it taught me, well, a lot of things, but particularly the mental focus and discipline to see a task through. So when I encounter new ideas, sometimes I'll not really follow it all the way through and actually engage with that material. In college, I had to do that. You have to stay focused in that task, on that assignment, or in that particular class and see it all the way through. And I knew that was something I really needed to work on. I still need to work on that. But college was a big step for me in that process. And I can say now, today, I feel like I am able to stick with things better and be more mentally disciplined. These are skills that can be developed outside of college. Though for me, I found it very helpful, and I feel out of the other side, I gained a lot of skills that I don't know if I would have actually had the discipline to stick with long enough to acquire that skill in another setting. So those are the main things I learned from my years in college. I hope you found this video interesting, and if you forget everything else, just this is the one takeaway, and that is to always be learning something new and to make a habit of engaging with new material and stretching your mind and taking care of your brain. Your brain is so important in how you think about the world, and doing that in a focused and disciplined manner. These are really important things. So whether that means maybe you go to college or start some other kind of education, or whether that's just reading good books and engaging your mind that way, whatever it is, that's what I would encourage you to do. I found it really helpful in my own life, and wow, it's kind of crazy to think I now have a college degree. Wow, it's so much work, and to be on the other side of it feels kind of amazing. So now I should find a place to hang this thing up. I've been waiting to hang it on my wall till after I did this video. So this is kind of a momentous occasion to be able to put this in my office somewhere. So for those that might be wondering, if you look carefully at this diploma, you will see it is actually from a school in Pennsylvania. I live in Tennessee. I did it all online, and they had a really good online program. But it says a Bachelor of Arts degree in General Studies, which basically means I didn't really know what I wanted to get my degree in, so I did it in General Studies, which is extremely broad, and it might actually be entirely useless, but I learned a ton, and it was great. If I had to, the way the credits came out, I could have this degree in religious studies as well, because I spent a lot of time studying religion and the Bible and so forth, but oh well, who really cares? It was for my personal development, not to get a job or anything like that. It's amazing to look at a piece of paper like this, and in and of itself, this is just a piece of paper, right, with some signatures on the bottom and a little bit of ink. But it represents something so much more depth than just the paper, obviously, which is why they give you a diploma. Like, you can get the diploma digitally, but it's not the same. This represents 120 credit hours of study and hard work and papers and late nights and classes and traveling and all kinds of stuff. And there's something special to have that summarized, encapsulated, I'm not even sure that's the right word, in a piece of paper, in a document, which in and of itself, this thing has absolutely zero inherent meaning. But at the same time, it does have meaning to me because it represents something more. So I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I think the point being, one of the joys in life is finding those little things around you that have deeper meaning, that have a story behind them, that took a lot of effort to get or create or to have. That's kind of neat. I find that interesting, and maybe I'll do a video on this if you found that concept slightly intriguing. These shelves have little bits and pieces from my travels and things I picked up here and there, and all those things are just physical objects. You know, what does that mean? But there's a story tied to those things that I can remember and share with someone else, and that gives those things special meaning, which, they may have zero inherent value, like no financial worth at all, but they have a story tied to them that is special to me. And it feels the same with this thing. Just a piece of paper, but it represents something so much more. And that's kind of neat. I don't know, I wonder maybe we need more things like that in our lives. Well, this video was supposed to be about me graduating from college and getting a flamethrower and stuff, and I ended up getting a little philosophical there. Yeah, I don't know. Makes you think. Take the time to develop your mind well. That takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of time, but it is so worth it, and I really encourage you to do that. Thank you so much for watching, and if you found this interesting, here's another video that you might find enjoyable as well, and come back to this channel for more content like this, or if you're just interested in the many different things I'm doing in life these days, which includes going to college and a bunch of other fun things that should be dropping on this channel soon. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.